At the age of 21, George Washington followed in his father's footsteps. He began a new career and enlisted as a major in the Virginia. To enlist means to join the military. On October 1754, the Virginia Assembly declined to vote new taxes for the upkeep of its colony-wide forces. A tax is money that is paid by the people to run the country. After this, Washington resigned his commission rather than accepting a demotion to serve in a smaller company, marking his first step as a patriot. A patriot is a colonist against British rule. The Stamp Act, which was a law passed by the British Parliament that required all publications and legal and commercial documents in the American colonies to bear a tax stamp, was passed in 1765, which caused colonists to begin to get angry with the British. After years of tension, on March 5, 1770, British regulars fired on Boston civilians, marking that day as the Boston Massacre. A massacre is the killing of people who cannot defend themselves. 3 years later, on December 16th, another monumental day occurred, the Boston Tea Party. On this day, in protest against the newly passed tea tax, Boston colonists dumped tea from British ships into the Boston harbor. This led the British Parliament, which is the part of the British government in which members make laws for the British people, to pass the Intolerable Acts, which stripped away men of Massachusetts' self-governing power and provided de facto immunity to British soldiers. In 1775, at the Second Continental Congress, which is a meeting of representatives of the British colonies, Washington was appointed as Commander-in-Chief of the United Colonies. A year later, after the Declaration of Independence, which was the unanimous declaration of the 13 colonies of the United States of America that was signed on July 4, 1776, Washington led his men into war. During the War of December 1777, due to lack of funds, Washington set up winter quarters at Valley Forge. Valley Forge was a location in southeastern Pennsylvania. The year 1780, Washington discovered that Major General Benedict Arnold, who had been a brave officer in many battles, was a traitor. A traitor is a person who betrays a friend, country, principle, etc. At last, on September 3, 1783, the Treaty of Paris, which was an agreement signed by British and American representatives on September 3, 1783, formally ended the Revolutionary War and recognized American independence. Independence is the freedom to govern one's own country.